Plenty of mixed signals from the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board's numbers. Home sales last month saw a bit of a lift in the GTA versus July, but the housing market continues to struggle to reach levels from August of last year. Joining us now to look at what's taking shape is Jennifer Pearce, president of the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, or TRREB. Thank you for being here again this morning. You always help us out.
Thank you.
Looking at the big picture. Let's talk about the August market report. A lot of numbers, important numbers coming out. What do you glean from these?
So in August, we saw that our new listing inventory just climbed slightly compared to last year, but home sales did dip just a little bit for the same period. You know, even with our elevated inventory, we only saw home prices actually decline just a little bit. So it's interesting news.
Yeah. So everything is really in a holding pattern if you're a buyer or seller.
Yeah, it really is. And so looking forward to the next year and a half, we know that borrowing costs are expected to trend lower.
Right.
So this could result in a benefit for home buyers as far as their monthly mortgage payments or slightly lower home prices.
Well, let's talk about a little bit about the advancing supply. I was kind of watching because I was selling. I sold place at the beginning. And it was really hard to time the market. I'm sure it always is, but it just felt like people were getting to that point, I have to list, but maybe not everything or the variety of properties that were kind of required or being looked for by buyers. Talk about this kind of advancing supply and why it's not drying up.
Right. So right now we do have an elevated amount of listings in the market, but we know this will eventually recede. So it's really important that we stay focused on housing supply and really building the right type of housing to meet the diverse needs of buyers and renters across the region. Awesome. TRREB's a big supporter of transit-oriented development, so building high-density housing in key areas around major transit hubs will certainly help to boost housing while also promoting sustainable urban growth.
And TRREB a real advocate, too, for housing affordability, and you seemed pretty happy on the GST, HST cut for some of the new rental builds, right?
Yeah, so we were happy to see we advocated for the removal of HST on purpose-built rentals. So that was really great to see. We're super happy with the news that came out yesterday about the amortization.
That's huge.
Yeah, so going from 25 to 30 years for first-time buyers, and also the cap on insured mortgages from $1 million to $1.5 million. It really should make a big difference for home buyers as far as monthly carrying costs.
And the timing seems good too, probably on the federal looking at this and going, okay, inflation's coming down, we can start offering incentives. So that's maybe a bit of good news for buyers and sellers moving forward. Of course, we'll always tune in to see your new numbers and the reports that come out. You can find out more information at TRREB, TRREB.ca. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for always being here and giving us such great information.